All right, let's get down to business. Um, in the midst of all this virus stuff, I would like to talk about, Resident Evil, the original virus spreader. Um, I want to rank these games. I ranked them in my other video, but it wasn't about that, so I feel like I should just separate it so I can actually talk more in depth about it because I kind of like skimmed over a few things that I want to talk about because like I said, the last video I made about Resident Evil was just about how Resident Evil Revelations 2 was whack and no one should ever play that game. I promise you, like you're not missing anything. But let's begin. So let's talk about the worst game in y'all's franchise. Resident Evil 6, yeah, that's the worst one in the series. Don't talk to me about that one. I played that in real time when there were all those glitches and people were getting kicked out and stuff like that for no reason. I don't even remember if it was online or not. But I think it probably was online, but I really don't remember playing the game with anybody. Like in Resident Evil 5, I played the game with someone the whole way through, and that's what saved it, the co-op. But 6, I think I played alone. I played that on Xbox 360. Let's talk about Chris's campaign. Useless loser, new character, way too packed with content. That's what I put down first because honestly, like, there's no reason why all this content is here. Like, y'all were borderline making movies before y'all started doing the remakes. If Chris was in this game, Claire should have been in it too. Revelations 2 premise should have been Resident Evil 6. I don't care about Pierce. No one cares about Pierce. Why'd y'all put Pierce in this game? Pierce is not someone that, oh, my favorite character is Pierce. Like, no one cares about Pierce. No one cares about Pierce. And that's probably why y'all killed him off. Like, the entire game was leading to Chris's death. But they knew if they did, then people would be upset. And that's why y'all doing these remakes. Because y'all know, you know what? I think we need to step back. Because we're making action movies. We making action movies. This was an action movie with some gameplay in it. So please stop doing that because I'm getting a little agitated. Why not bring back literally anyone from Resident Evil canon? Like, at all. Like, anybody. It could have been anybody. Could have been Rebecca Chambers. But no, we have to deal with Pierce. Pierce. Y'all had to have somebody that was expendable next to Chris. Just to say, this is the guy that's going to die at the end. Come on. Nobody cares about Pierce. Like, who else to get Chris out of his alcoholic stupor than his sister Claire? They are never in a game together to where they can play at the same time. Like, why not? Is it going to kill you? Did you sign some deal with the devil that says you cannot make a game with Chris and Claire together? Or else you will just, like, combust? Like, please explain to me why they're brother and sister and they have not been in the same game together. I just don't understand. Like, but whatever. Like, what about his love interest, Jill Valentine? Or Sheva Alomar? I don't know her last name, but Sheva? What about Barry? It should have been Claire, but since it wasn't Claire, y'all had a plethora of characters to use other than Pierce. Like, who is Pierce? No one cares about Pierce. Pierce is just some lunatic loser who died at the end, and, oh, I'm supposed to cry? No, he is nothing to me. Nobody, like, there are other people that we would have cried over, and y'all weren't even trying to make a game. Y'all were just like, let's just put this out. Terrible ending. Pierce is expendable from the beginning. Too much action, no suspense. This game makes Chris look stupid. He has the most experience with danger, even more than Leon. Because you know what? Leon had his first day in Resident Evil 2. Alright? That whole night is his first day on the job. Claire was like, I don't want to know where my brother's at. He is a STARS member at that point. How long was he there? But no. Whatever. How are you going to make him, like, drunk, like, oh, I can't save anybody? Boy has been serving whatever he's been serving for, like, 30 years. He would be the last one to be going in a drunken stupor. Like, he was so strong, and you just made him look weak in this whole game. But And then you're going to take away his muscles. Like, I know it was like a comedy thing for 5 for him to be so muscular, but come on. He looks like a twig now. Like in Resident Evil 7, y'all don't even make him look the same. Can y'all please just look at a picture of what he looks like? And also, if it's not Roger Craig Smith, don't talk to me. Roger Craig Smith will always be Chris. I don't care if he asks for a billion, trillion, zillion, billion, zillion, cotillion dollars. You pay him, because that is the voice that I want to hear when Chris opens his fat mouth. That's it. That is all we're speaking about. Him, all right? Roger Craig Smith. The gameplay has too much action, no suspense, no horror, just explosions and running away from things. That's so dumb. Stop. That is not your game. That is not your way. Alright? Not your way. Guns are forgettable. Like I said, I love the guns in these games. Like, stop making the guns just look basic or not really matter. You can just drop it on the floor and just pick up another person's gun. I actually like the guns that you have to keep. Enemies are way too intelligent. We're basically killing humans at this point. Like, if y'all wanted to make a Call of Duty game, you should have made a Call of Duty game, because that's basically what Resident Evil 6 is. And I love Call of Duty, and I didn't like this game, so see what you did. Let's see. I'm done talking about Roger Craig Smith's campaign. I'm done. Let's talk about Leon's campaign. Okay, so why was he paired with a disgusting nobody of a character? You put Sherry in there and not Leon's campaign at the same... Like, why did you even put Sherry in this game if they weren't going to be in the same campaign? Oh, let me just put, like, Stupid the Clown with Leon. And then when he dies, what do we care? What do we care? Like, why would we care about Stupid the Clown dying? Like, stop putting losers next to great characters that we've been with the whole franchise, the whole series. Stop it. It's annoying and it's shallow. Like, his voice actor tried. He tried. I forgot the guy's name who was supposed to be Leon, but if you go to my old video about how Resident Evil Revelations 2 is whack, I told you every single person that needs to be in these games before I'm willing to accept just a hair of it, before I'm willing to accept to buy it. Like, I could return it, like, honestly. And I'll be like, I am unsatisfied. I will return this game, get my money back, and, probably feed my family, because y'all are making bank on these crap games. The bosses are alright. Like, in Leon's campaign, they're alright. Like, they're alright. He has the best bosses for y'all's franchise. I know y'all try to make big explosions and big things, but that's not what y'all are about. Y'all are about suspense. Y'all are about thriller. Y'all are about mystery. Every single one was a mystery, right? Resident Evil 1 was a mystery. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know that, Wesker was evil. He was at the beginning. You could have just shot him in the head and it would have all been over. But no, it was a mystery. So what is up with these action sequences? Where's the mystery? Like, y'all's games, y'all act like y'all don't know what these games are. Did somebody get fired and this is a new situation? It doesn't even matter, because these games exist. It's not like you guys are pulling this crap out of your behinds. There's stuff you can really find and figure out how to make your games. Too much like an action movie for me to enjoy. Like I said, this is basically a Call of Duty game. Why is Leon even in this game? Like, Leon's had so many games, like, I really don't know why he's even in this game, but whatever. Like, why not Rebecca Chambers? She's only had one game. I think she was in one, I think, maybe. Don't quote me on that. I know she was in Resident Evil 0. Why not Billy Cohen? Why isn't Billy Cohen taking Sherry's side? Like, why wouldn't Billy Cohen be a part of this situation? Why didn't he return to civilization? Why didn't y'all ever talk about Billy Cohen again? Why are we talking about Sherry Birkin still? Sherry Birkin should be dead, honestly. She was, like, exposed to the virus when she was, like, 12, and how did she live to be 24 years old? Explain to me that. But whatever. Whatever, let's just say she does. Let's talk about her campaign. Refuse to acknowledge Wesker's fake son. Like, I refuse to acknowledge him. I refuse, because he's not his son. When did he settle down and have children? Explain. That's right, he didn't. He didn't have children. He never had children. Even if this boy is a test tube baby and they used his DNA to make him in some lab, I still don't believe it. Because why was the Wesker program a failure if they could do that? If they could just make multiple Weskers or make multiple specimens with Wesker's abilities, how was it a failure? In canon, it's supposed to be a failure. It's supposed to be. He's sterile. All the kids that were made in the Wesker program could not have children. That's the whole premise. And y'all are going to make it to where that's just undone. Y'all really need to go back and play your games. Get an intern to play your games and report his findings, because that's just wrong. That's just incorrect knowledge. That's just incorrect. Like, I really don't know what y'all want. Like, that's just it. Incorrect. Like, but whatever. Like I said in my other video, Sherry Birkin is actually Ashley Graham, and like, people are acting like that could never be a thing. When if Wesker can have a child out there somewhere, then for sure that Sherry Birkin could have been Ashley Graham. And if that's the case, that would have all made sense, because she could have been adopted by the president, and that's why she was there, because he wanted someone who had antibodies. But no, I could literally make y'all's game. Literally, I'm just a fan. It's just fan information that has me so well equipped to do so. Like, whatever. I want to know why Sherry is still acting like she's relevant. Like, she was in 2 and that was it, and y'all got her back in 7 for no reason? Why? And then she's like, oh, I have a little crush on Wesker's. Like, no. Do you know what Wesker did? I know he's not his father, but that's his DNA. Like, calm down. There are billions of men out there that really aren't related to this loser that literally was responsible for what you went through, because he took the virus from Birkin by force, like he did with Oswald or whatever his name is, did that to him. But whatever. Terrible boss fights and horrible quick time events just makes me absolutely sick. I want to vomit. I cannot believe y'all did that. Ada's campaign, barely a campaign. Like, y'all added that last. Like, y'all added that, like, oh yeah, by the way, we've got Ada Wong. Because Leon's in here, you have to put Ada Wong. I hate Ada Wong with a passion. Like, she goes on the wall of hate. Like, I hate her as much as I hate Naminé from Kingdom Hearts. Like, I hate her, like, to no end. She needs to stop getting in between Leon and Claire, honestly. Leon and Claire have more, like, what is the point? Honestly. They have more chemistry. But he acts like he cares little to nothing about her. And then the moment Ada swings around, he's like, oh, I can't keep my eyes off of Ada. Like, y'all need to stop doing that. That is pathetic. Like, Ada's campaign just should have been erased. She's always been able to do background action, like, maybe a DLC, but not a campaign that's just there. She's so annoying and destroys Claire and Leon's chemistry, like I said. So let's go with the overall aspect of Resident Evil 6, alright? Let me talk about the pros. The pros, Leon, Chris, I guess Sherry / Ashley, if we're going to say that she's the real Ashley Graham. Enemies are cool looking, some of them are cool looking. Roger Craig Smith, he makes me smile. And you know what? This is a useful learning experience. Like, this is how you don't make a Resident Evil game. This whole game, this entire game, all of it, that's how to not make a Resident Evil game. So you should look at that and then don't ever do such a thing again. Never. Let's look at let's look at the cons. No Claire, or Barry, or Jill, or Sheva, or Rebecca, or Billy. I'm sick of Ada, and y'all really didn't have to have Ada. Y'all literally could have put anybody of the following that I just said, and it would have been 10,000 times better. Sherry didn't have to be there, honestly. Billy Cohen should have been there. If y'all were going to bring anybody back from the freaking dead, like, y'all might as well have brought Billy. Like, honestly, no one was thinking or even fathoming the possibility of Sherry coming back. And maybe that's why y'all did that. Because, oh my gosh, Sherry. Like, no one cares, honestly. No one cares. No one cares about her. Like, I don't know why y'all put her in here. Like, terrible gameplay. Barely, if any, puzzles. I miss backtracking. The tyrants and like, all the stuff that y'all are known for. And also keep Ada out of my games. Keep her out of my games. Like, and if she is going to be in there, she doesn't need to have her own campaign. No one likes her enough to have it in her own campaign, and I'm telling you that. It's too flashy. Resident Evil 6 is the furthest game from your roots. The furthest. And I can just tell you it's the furthest. By far. I'm done talking about that crap, disgusting, good-for-nothing game. Let's talk about my second least favorite. Resident Evil 5. The beginning of the end. This is when y'all were like, oh man, we can make money by making action games. Like, if y'all wanted to make an action game, just make an action game. Don't call it Resident Evil. Because that's not what y'all are about. I played that on Xbox 360. Gameplay is way too actiony. They were going for a movie, and I know that for a fact because all they were like closed captions. Like, the cutscenes had those two bars, one bar at the top, one bar at the bottom. When you have that in a game, you were going for a movie. You don't need that to have a cutscene. Stop making movies and selling them for $60. And I'm not playing with you. Stop. People don't have the money for that. Like, especially now. Like, y'all's games, y'all's bread and butter is horror, suspense, mystery. Y'all are literally making action thriller mysteries. Like, because Jill is missing in this game. Excella's involvement didn't suck, but Irving, like, he should have been in there. He died a bit too soon. Like, maybe if he needed to even die at all. Like, y'all really need to, like, stop adding these random people and then, like, oh, he died? Oh, I'm so sad. Like, duh, we knew he was going to die. He's not Chris, Leon, or Claire. And I'm not saying kill one of them. I'm saying don't put these people here expecting me to care about them, and then when they die, try to make it sad. Like, don't kill Claire. Like, if you're going to kill anybody first, you can kill Ada. How about that? Just freaking end her life. And that's it. Like, Sheva was one of the only cool addition to the situation. Especially since y'all didn't make it horrible. Like, oh, I'm gonna die. Like, she lived. Like, I don't know why y'all didn't put her in a later installment. Is she, like, stuck in Africa? Can she not go anywhere? Like, pardon me, but last time I checked, there were airplanes. Why didn't she leave? Like, why didn't she go somewhere? Why didn't she join the BSAA? Like, wasn't she a part of the BSAA? Why didn't she do something else? Like, she was just, okay, bye, Chris. Even though I'm one of the best characters that y'all ever made, I'm gonna just stay in Africa. But whatever. The online co-op aspect literally saved the game from being my worst favorite. My least favorite one. So, the pros, Sheva, and the co-op online, plus the challenges that are co-op, are the only good things about this game. The only good things. The cons, like, stop with the quick time events. Enough is enough. Chris punching a boulder, and then Wesker supposedly dies. Like, that's the worst part of the game. Like, I cannot believe y'all killed off your main bad guy. It's just like, what on earth? Killing Joker. Y'all had nowhere to go from there. Like, the Arkham games, literally, after 2, they sucked. They were bad. Y'all, and then Roger Craig Smith is not Batman. I'm sorry. but you cannot play Batman. You're not Batman. Stop putting people in the bat suit who do not qualify to be in the bat suit. I love Roger Craig Smith. I love him to death. He is not Batman. That was pretty bad. I can't play those games where he's Batman because it just doesn't sound like Batman. The dude who sounded like Batman was in Arkham Asylum. Like, get him back and keep him there. Just like Mark Hamill. Don't get nobody else to play Joker. Mark Hamill is Joker. That's it. I'm done speaking about Resident Evil 5, the disappointing one. Let's talk about my third. Let's go to the next one. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I will play on Xbox One. I still have yet to play it. Never played it, so I can't really give it a thing. I just put it there because it's the only thing I like about it is Nemesis and Jill was introduced. That's the pros. The cons, I can't really say until I watch it or until I play it. So that's basically it about that. Resident Evil 7, welcome to the family, son. Like, that was so funny. That was hilarious. Y'all, it was a very campy. It was a camp game. It was like really campy from the very beginning. It was campy. And I'm not opposed to campiness, but I am opposed to making your games a joke. And that's what y'all did. Resident Evil 7 was almost a joke that was almost not funny enough to even bother to go back to. But the gameplay was fine. Y'all brought the aspect of actually having to look for things and look for keys and crap. Finally, about time, maybe y'all did hire an intern to look back at the games, and then he reported his findings, and then y'all are like, oh, I didn't know that Resident Evil actually had suspense. I didn't know that you actually had to do puzzles. Wow, it's like the world of make-believe. Like, honestly, I didn't like the news story at all. When we have so many, like, untold stories, like, where's Sheva? Where's Rebecca? Still no game with Chris and Claire co-op. Resident Evil 7 should have been the premise of Revelations, the first Revelations. I think that was a very good game. I think the first Revelations was a good game. Second Revelations, like, 30 times worse. Like I said, y'all went back to the puzzles and your roots. Nice Easter eggs. Every single aspect of it had something to do with scary movies. And if y'all have to do that to make the game scary, I don't care, really. Like, y'all had Ring references. Y'all had the Grudge references. Y'all had the Evil Dead references. It's okay. But it's like, if you have to have references to do something, it's going to get tiring when you make another game. Like, this is the only game we can say, that's great that y'all did that. But if you keep doing that, that can't be your MO, because that's just basically stealing. You're stealing ideas. And that's just like, why? Why steal? Zoe should have been the other playable character. Like, what's the point of her helping a man she doesn't even know or should care about, especially if she can't get this serum? Like, if that wasn't the, like, when you, in my gameplay, right, I don't care about Mia or whatever her name is. She's been trying to kill me the entire time. Why am I going to try to save her? It looks like she's too far gone to save. So when you get the choice to either choose between giving the serum to Zoe, who has helped you the entire game, or give it to this girl that's been killing you every time you see her, she tries to kill you. I gave it to the person that was trying to help me. And then in the end, she died anyway. Like, that's so dumb. There's no choice. Stop giving choices if there's no choice. Don't give me the controller that's not plugged in. All right? That's so dumb. I'm not a baby. Nobody is a baby playing these games. So don't be like, well, we wanted you to help your wife. No. She was trying to kill us. You maniacs. Unhealthy, toxic relationships. Her DLC should have been the first half of the game before Ethan came. Like, the daughter's DLC should have been the first half of the game. Zoe should have been the second main character that, aside from Ethan. I really don't know why we have to play as Mia. I could care less. We could have watched a videotape and saw her side. It was really useless. It was useless and disgusting, putrid, and sad. So the pros. Puzzles were great. DLC is fun, all except Zoe's, and Jack's birthday was kind of dumb. Like, I didn't like that feed Jack crap. That was just really dumb. And then the fedoras, I really don't know what y'all were going with. All y'all had to do was make mercenaries. That's all y'all had to do. Cons, DLC, daughters, doesn't make sense. Like I said, the whole premise of the daughters doesn't make sense unless it was meant to be the beginning of the game. It really doesn't make any sense. Why give me a choice on who to give the serum to? Like I said, you gave us a choice to either give it to Zoe, who dies instantly after you give her the serum, or give it to Mia, who has been trying to kill you literally the entire game. No one should have been giving it to Mia. No one. Anyone in their right mind. I know y'all went to go save her, but she tried to kill you multiple times. There's no reason. Oh, it's out of her control. I don't care. I don't care. She did it. Like, sorry I didn't do it. She did. That's not Roger Craig Smith as Chris, therefore he is not Chris. That's all I got to talk about that game. All I got to talk about that game about. That's it. Alright, now let's get to Leon's game. Resident Evil 4. Leon's first leading role. Like I said, played it on PC. There's no co-op, just a useless sidekick character to protect. And then there's Ada. Side story, really don't care. Wish we could play it as Krauser. Krauser was a very interesting character. If y'all ever played Darkside Chronicles, you would know who he is. But since, really, it doesn't matter. Like, Darkside Chronicles isn't like a game that's in the canon, really. It's like in the canon, but it's like in the background. It literally has no... There's remakes in the Darkside Chronicles, but y'all also added extra. So it's like, what on earth is this? What on actual earth? But whatever. Whatever. Made me upset to see Wesker turn into Thanos sitting in a chair. He basically would just turn in a chair and was like, ha ha ha, I'm evil. That's dumb. The enemies are cool. World is nice. Like, there's no backtracking, so it's not like it's like whatever. I don't really care because this was the game that kind of stepped forward. It's in the middle between not being a Resident Evil game at all whatsoever and then being a Resident Evil game. It's more like action. And these people are kind of like humans, but not too much to the point where we're playing Call of Duty and we're just killing humans, like people, straight up people murder. But Ashley Graham is Sherry Birkin, like I said. She was adopted by the president and renamed so people wouldn't know that she was a Birkin. The Merchant is awesome. Story is okay. Tyrants are turned into aliens. Straight up. These are aliens. They're aliens from outer space E.T. Alright? These are not BOWs. They're aliens. So the pros for this game, like the guns. I like the Merchant. Y'all knew Ashley sucks, so y'all gave her knight armor, so that was great. I think it was after you beat the game or something. So it was like really not... you couldn't utilize it anyway, so it really didn't matter, but it was cool that y'all put that in there. Cons, we needed way more Krauser before he died. Fix that in the remake. If y'all are going to do anything, Krauser really is just a character that's like, oh, long time no see. And we're like, what? If you didn't play Darkside Chronicles, you have no idea who Krauser is. And then he dies instantly. Like, why did you do that if you knew you weren't going back? At this point, y'all didn't know you were going to do remakes. So it's like, why? What on earth? Y'all just did that. And it's like, okay. Like, he died. What's the point? What was the point of that? I'm done talking about Resident Evil 4. Going on to the next one, Resident Evil 2. Only played the remake on Xbox One. It's Claire's game. Like I said, I will never say it's Leon's game because it was his first day on the job and Claire's connected to Chris. So, therefore, it's her game. But y'all pushed the player, like, the cringy dialogue between her and Leon. Like I totally said, you put that game into your console, right? You play as Claire. You get to the gate where they're talking, and she acts super, like, flirtatious with him for no reason. Like, Claire, there are enemies literally behind you. We really don't have time for this. Y'all make her dopey. And don't blame it on women because women didn't make this game. Like, y'all like to add that cheeky crap for no reason. Make them look stupid. Claire is not stupid. Mr. X is a great tyrant. He literally shakes the walls as he's looking for you. I appreciate backtracking in Resident Evil. Puzzles are also the staple. Leon looks odd. Chin is too, like, tush looking. It's got two round balls that look like a bum, honestly. Y'all need to get that together. He never had a chin that looked like that. Never. Claire looks odd. Her nose is way too huge. And her hair's not red. What were y'all looking at when y'all were like, okay, Claire, let me just, based on the name, let me just make a character? No. These characters have always had a look. Always. So I don't know why y'all acting like you don't know what these characters look like. You just go back. And that's it. She's had movies. She's had games. And y'all straight up act like y'all don't know her hair's red. Or her nose isn't huge. Y'all got the wrong person to mocap her. I'm sorry. That's not her. I don't care what remake. That's not her. You cannot make Sonic green and then expect Sonic fans to accept that. Sonic is blue. So there's no reason that Claire's hair isn't red. No reason. Story is one of the best in the series. I like it. The pros, like I said, the story, overall, good job. Gonna clap twice for y'all for actually doing a good job of a game that already exists. That y'all should have just, like, did the playthrough and then made the game. But who am I to say? I don't make games. Nice tyrant. I like that there's always some black guy talking to them. Like, keep that in there. Like, whatever. Cons. Remake mixes stuff up, such as Claire's thirstiness, like I said, lack of red hair, and Chief isn't a necrophiliac or whatever it's called. In the other game, to make the Chief look really disgusting, y'all made him like fondling some dead body, which is really disgusting, and it didn't make any sense, but y'all took that out, and I really don't know why. It's disgusting, yeah, but it was a part of the game. And instead of him doing that, in his office, the character's there. So it's like, okay, I guess that makes sense. But we all knew what he was doing. I'm done with that game. Let's go to Resident Evil 1. Only played the remake on Xbox One. It's a nice remake. Like, it's what I expect. Not much change, plus updated graphics for the most part. It kind of looks like claymation. Story is great. Nice tyrant. Mini stories, i.e. Lisa Trevor, are great. A bit quick. It's a really fast game. Like, I beat it in a day. Literally beat it in a day. Love all the enemies. No zombies needed guns to be strong. I think there were Crimson Heads. I'm pretty sure there were Crimson Heads. Go back to your roots. Stop giving the zombies guns. We might as well be killing people. Stop giving them weapons. Unless they're the tyrants. Unless they're the tyrants and they look grotesque. Then it makes sense. I shouldn't have to tell you all that, though. Pros, great remake, amazing enemies, a nice beginning. Cons, the knives, I think, are, you just throw them in there and then they get stuck in the zombie. Like, you have to keep picking them up. Literally the only thing I didn't like about that game, the knives. Done talking about Resident Evil 1, let's talk about Resident Evil 0. Second greatest Resident Evil game of all time. I played it on GameCube. That's right, GameCube. Brush off the dust, GameCube. It had the best co-op type, despite no online ability. It had no online ability, and it had the best co-op. Billy is a good character. He is so good, and y'all never bring him back. Never. Y'all never, ever bring him back. Never. I don't understand why Billy Cohen isn't a character in the recent, like, he is one of the best characters. Enemies are great. I never felt bored. I never felt like I was safe. It was a great game. Puzzles are at their best in this series. The chest one, the piano one, like, who can play piano? This convict? or this Stars member. It's the convict. Like, it's great. I don't understand how y'all just do Billy like that and just throw him out the window, and then you're like, you know what? You know who would be a great person to be next to Chris? You know, Pierce. This guy, Pierce. Everyone likes Pierce. No one likes Pierce. No one cares about Pierce. And I don't even, Helen or Harriet or whatever that girl's name that is next to Leon, no one cares about her either. And I don't care about Wesker's test tube baby. I don't care about him either. I don't care about Sherry. I don't care about Ada. I care about Billy, though. I care about Rebecca Chambers. I care about Jill Valentine. I care about Claire Redfield. How about you put these people in the game next to the best? Why don't you do that? Why don't you get on that? The pros for Resident Evil 0. Billy and the leeches. Those are my two favorite things about this game. The cons, they never use this type of layout ever again. And that has nothing to do with the game. That has to do with y'all's franchise. How come y'all didn't do that thing where it's like boom, 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 boom? Literally, if you have this game, play it. Because it is one of the best games. And it doesn't even have that bad of graphics. You can still play it without throwing up. It's not that bad. It stands time. It's great. It's timeless. Let's talk about my favorite Resident Evil. Code Veronica is the best Resident Evil game of all time. I played it on PlayStation 2. Claire makes the game. Literally, Steve could be taken out and replaced with Leon or anybody, and I wouldn't care. Steve Burnside is useless, worthless, and he should have died sooner. Absolutely the best story of Resident Evil history. The best story. Y'all could make a movie with this game. A movie. A legit movie. Not just, walk 2 steps and then a cutscene. Walk 2 steps and then a cutscene. Walk 2 steps and then a cutscene. Stop doing that. Like, I'm not going to buy a game that's a movie. Stop it. All games with Albert Wesker are automatically cool in some way. There's a black guy, like I said. There's always some black dude that's talking to them. I don't know if that's just some Easter egg or something, or y'all just don't realize that there's just some black guy that's somewhere in the corner. But I think that's funny. The most challenging gameplay. Best looking enemies and the tyrants, including Alexia from 1 to 3, because she's got 3 different forms. She is one of the best tyrants of all the game. Even Steve's form was cool. His form was better than his human form. All parts are challenging, yet manageable. Claire and Steve's basic few seconds you play makes him feel useful. And then Chris, his side is really cool because you get to go through what Claire went through. Was waiting for Steve to die the entire game. He's annoying and dumb and almost got gassed out. If it weren't for us, he would have been gassed out. Like, y'all just gotta play the game. It's so good. Guns are alright. The Lugers, I think those are my favorite. I don't even think we get to keep them. I think it's Steve who has them. They're golden. I think that's so cool. But it's like, whatever. My favorite enemies are Nosferatu, aka Alexander Ashford. He's a gas to fight. No pun intended. Like, please extend the fight in the remake. Please. And Alexia. Like, Alexia is so cool. I told you, she's got 3 forms. 3 forms. And they're all different. They don't skim the details. I wish Claire wasn't too busy crying about a loser she didn't even know to fight alongside Chris. It's like they're not really siblings. They never get a chance to co-op. Please change that in the remake. Please. That's all I ask. That is all I ask, man. That's all I ask. The code is Veronica, and that's basically it. Pros, Claire, Chris, Wesker, Alexia. Puzzles are amazing. Poison aspect matters. A lot of the games don't have, like, it'll have one poison section, but poison is actually something that's integrated in almost every part of the game. So I think that's really cool. Enemies are awesome. Tyrant is amazing. Ashford, y'all better not take out the fact that he cross-dressed as his sister. There is no Me Too or anything that will save you from this. There's no feminist situation. There's nobody saying that we don't want this. Nothing. You have no excuse to take it out. No excuse. Cons. They make Claire weep like a wilted, battered widow over some Canadian corn chip of a character, loser, Steve Burnside. Steve Burnside is a con in himself. And Claire and Chris never co-op. Like I said, fix that in the remake. I'm done talking about this. I hope y'all are staying safe with the virus and all that. Quarantine. Stop being gross. Wash your hands. By wash your hands, I don't mean wash your hands once in your life. Something. Wash your hands after you use the restroom. Like, I don't know why that's such a taboo thing. Like we have these arguments over what we should and shouldn't say when we really should be just having an argument over no argument. There shouldn't be an argument. There should just be wash your hands after you use the restroom. I don't know what's so difficult about that. I don't know what's so hard. E. coli leads to low immune system, leads to virus, all right? All right, so I don't know what the problem is. Don't just touch the floor and think, oh, I washed my hands before I touched the floor. That's not how soap works. That's not how soap works. If you touch something else and you say, oh, well, I already washed my hands. Oh, you don't like washing your hands that much? Okay. Then just go online and see how many cases have been here, you know? Keep being disgusting. We're going to have an outbreak like Resident Evil. Everything's going to be Resident Evil. Instead of zombies, it's just going to be people dying and not coming back. It's just the hope of you thinking that someone that you cared about came back as a zombie. You wish they came back as a zombie, but they don't. So why don't you, instead of being selfish, trying to go to beaches and I'm trying to have fun. Like, the earth isn't about to explode. All right. There's going to be after earth. After all this stuff's done, there's going to, the clubs are still going to be there. Like, everything's still going to be there. Stop being selfish.